You're listening to littlepodcast.com. Let's look at this terrifying mascot. Yes. Magic the Gathering.
This is like a muscle
like
car.
Yeah, muscle car.
This is a meaty car.
And it was so cringy because
That
it
was
was like
very
literally
pandery.
Yes. It's a picture of a Spaghetti-O holding an American flag. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 354. I'm your host, John Dangeroux, joined by my co-host,
Matt Haig, who is not sick.
Yeah.
And TJ fucking May was alive for some reason.
Yeah, you guys are not sick. I'm going to start because I'm going to try and, I don't know, not necessarily mute my coughs, but definitely not cough directly into the mic as I did a few times when we were starting. No, I made the whole winter without getting sick, really. And now I finally got a cold in May when it's 70 degrees out. Although it's going to get cold again, but...
Have you been letting your dog lick the inside of your mouth again?
I actually have. No, I'm kidding. She sometimes does lick your mouth, though, when she's excited. So, and she does eat stuff off the ground. So it's probably just a disease vector right there.
Mm-hmm.
I blame the children. That I was at a show on Friday night. Lauren was in a production of Shrek the Musical. And she said there are a lot of homeschool kids in the crowd, so I'm assuming there's some non-vaccinated, dirty children. That got me
Could be that. What you really have to worry about is like the public school kids, though, because
really? It's not the.
It's the commingling that does it. It's just a breeding vector.
This is why I hate crowds and I don't like to go into the crowds. So if my voice is a little froggy, I apologize. I'm trying to drink a lot of fluids here.
Yeah. You've got a full glass of scotch.
I wish so. I mean, yeah, I know this huge thing. This is iced tea.
A pint of scotch.
Well, but before we started, we were talking about the NBA playoffs.
Yeah. We're real big into sports.
I remember that video game.
Yeah.
Bulls versus Blazers in the NBA playoffs.
NBA Jam. He's heating up.
We're going to look at the playoffs recap here, and we wanted to go over. Let's just go with the seeding and figure out who the champion is going to be based on not maybe their mascot but their name.
Yeah.
So we have so let's start it off with the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Detroit Pistons. Who's going to win that? Buck or whatever the fuck a piston would be? Is that just
to me that says car versus deer accident. And usually...
I think you're correct on that one. We can give it a car.
I don't know. I've seen a deer total a car and limp away.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like a lot of times this one ends up 50-50.
I totaled a deer, so yeah.
I have a feeling, though, that more deer die in car accidents than cars, though.
That is true.
Yeah. I was in a Suburban, so I destroyed it.
All right. So we've got the Detroit cars. Wow, I think the Detroit cars are gonna run away with this because I feel like a car is a pretty strong. All right, moving on. We have the Boston Celtics, or as Matt likes to call them incorrectly, the Celtics.
Well, no, it is. That's what their mascot is, right?
Sure,
it's a freaking leprechaun.
It is an Irish.
Yeah,
guy,
so they're just mispronouncing Celts or Celtic. So. An Irish person versus a car. Who wins?
Versus the Indiana Pacers.
Oh, no,
that's
right.
Pacer? Pacemaker?
That's also a kind of car.
Oh, you're right. Because the
God damn it, it is.
Speedway.
Yeah.
Why are there two NBA teams with car names?
So it's a pace car. It's not really the race car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet an Irish dude could punch the shit out of a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd get... Even if the car hit him, he'd still get back up.
Team is named after Indiana's history with the Indianapolis 500's pace cars and with the harness racing industry. It's like a horse and a cart thing.
Okay.
Oh,
Why is that?
Pace car.
Why would you name your... Why wouldn't you be like the Indiana Formula Ones or something. Like
Well,
name it
Formula
after
One is the European one. No, but it'd be the
good
no.
fast
Stock
car
cars.
Yeah,
instead of the pace
Yeah.
car.
the racers, the racists.
Well,
I mean, that's a little
All
too
right,
spot on.
so we've got
Satire.
Celtic man versus car, another car.
I don't know.
Usually the pace cars are like fancier race cars. Like they're usually like a Corvette or something.
Yeah.
Like they have the,
okay.
I'd
But
watch the
race
shit out of
cars,
it.
race cars are notoriously fragile.
Yeah, they are. They're very fragile. I don't know if I want to give this to the Celt or the race car. What do you guys
I don't know.
think?
I'm going Celts there.
Yeah,
I
me
think so,
too.
too. I think the car will damage the Celt, but since he's a Celtic warrior of
Yeah.
ancient lore, he will survive.
He's got
No.
like some Merlin powers or something.
He's the Celtic warrior of the Boston bars. He will always get back up.
That's
Mm-hmm.
true. You're right. All right. Next up, we have the Philadelphia 76ers
Okay,
versus. Yep.
we're gonna
So-
have to look up what a 76er
No,
is.
no, no, no.
Well,
Is it
We're
like
talking
a
no, founding father. It's basically the signers of the Declaration of
So
Independence.
Okay.
I think we also need to look at their mascot as well, just
Oh, yeah.
to get a little bit of an idea.
Yeah, what the fuck is the 76er
The
mascot?
76ers mascot is Terrifying Rabbit. Yeah. They wanted to cash in on the Bugs Bunny thing, like, way too
no,
late
it's
because
actually Franklin the dog.
Oh, who added the rabbit? There was somebody...
It
Man.
looks like a rabbit. It's like a really fucked up mascot.
No. Hip hop used to be the mascot.
That was it.
Hip hop was the mascot of the 76ers, according to Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing
The
that
Milwaukee
too.
Bucks have a really good mascot. Bango, the buck. Oh,
Here-
Bango
Nets,
the buck likes to fuck.
Didn't the Brooklyn Nets used to have a knight as their mascot? But now they don't have a mascot.
Okay, who's this weird dog against? Who was the 76ers against?
Yeah, I don't think we even got that far.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will go back. I was going down a deep rabbit hole of mascots.
Hot rabbit.
The 76ers are against the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay, I have to say, it doesn't matter what animal. Fucking net's gonna win.
Yeah,
Although,
especially with a dog.
if we're talking about the name of the team and not the mascot, we're talking a net versus someone who signed the Declaration of Independence. I still think the net wins.
Yeah, I could trap fucking Thomas Jefferson in a net.
Yeah,
He wouldn't know
we've got
what to
some
do.
Really cool mascot.
What's
Lord
George
here.
Washington gonna do? Chew his way out?
He's got those wooden teeth, man.
I don't think
no.
any humanoid or animal will win against a net.
So
Especially
we got a
not
couple-
dolphins. America.
Damn it.
So we got
It's
some
like a
pretty
straw
cool-
against a turtle.
We got some pretty cool mascot history, though, guys.
A straw against the turtle.
The Florida Straws are going to take it all the way this year.
So let's talk about Brooklyn's mascot. So the Nets
Okay.
were originally Sly the Silver Fox, which is really weird because the Silver Fox is like a male, like 50-year-old or 60-year-old daddy.
Their mascot's George Clooney.
I know. So, but prior to the Silver Fox, their mascot was Duncan, right? Duncan the Dragon.
Okay.
Duncan the Dragon is terrifying looking.
So they're just based off, they're named after the net, like on a basketball hoop.
Yes.
Okay.
literally.
There's no
It's like
deeper
the-
meaning there.
No,
Well-
but when they moved to New York, they branded their mascot as the Brooklyn Knight because they were talking about the term like Brooklynites who live in Brooklyn. They call them Brooklynites.
Okay.
So he was the Brooklyn Knight. And they lowered him from the ceiling with like sparks and like everything. And they made a comic book, Brooklyn Knight. They retired him in the second season.
It was probably
he
pronounced-
for one season.
I bet it was probably pronounced Brooklynite, like it looks like it's spelled.
So right now they don't really have a mascot, although in the past they did have a terrifying dragon, which I'm going to try and...
They should be the Brooklyn Nine-Nines.
You know, if you watch the show live, you'd be able to see Duncan the Dragon.
Oh, that is terrible.
He's got like two little things that go out of his nose, like the little party favor, like things.
Yeah.
And I think they got rid of him because the Orlando Magic mascot took over from that. So, oh no, that's him. Is it?
I don't know.
Anyway, I think.
Why does his shirt say stuff?
Yeah, he's stuffed the Magic Dragon, which was the Orlando Magic. So they dumped him. Here's the Silver Fox, Sly, again.
He's getting on in years, but he still brings it.
Yeah. No, but so now let's go back to the original. Net versus Revolutionary War man.
Yeah, it's got to be a net.
The net's going to win.
The net's got it. Yeah, it's guaranteed. Although I do, just one last thing on mascots. I think everybody's mascot should just be Gritty.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Flyers' new mascot. That should be the mascot for everything.
Philadelphia just has some fucked up mascots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that baseball one that is just like a horrible monster?
All of them?
Yeah.
Philly Fanatic?
Yeah, that's the one. Oh man, I want to get an autograph by a mascot. That would be cool.
That's right. All right, but Bango retired. I don't think Bango is the mascot anymore for the Bucks, is he? Oh, he still is. It's just a different guy doing it then. The guy who was in the custom stuff. Okay, so back to the tournament. We have the next seeding on the East. The Toronto Raptors.
Okay, they win.
I don't know.
Versus the Orlando Magic.
Oh shit!
Oh,
if there's anything that can beat a Raptor, it's Magic.
Yeah, because NBA's got Magic and freaking Wizards. So
yeah, so it's even more confusing because one team is the entire concept of Magic as an art. Whereas the other one is an actual wizard. So
unless there's magic in this sense means the card game.
Yes. Magic the Gathering.
Because then I think a Raptor would win.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, because...
You tear through that.
All day long.
You know what the dumbest part about the Raptors is? Is that they're definitely named after the Jurassic Park movie. Because they... were created in 1995.
Yeah.
And...
Does their mascot have feathers now?
No.
It should.
But they were going to be the Huskies. But that was too similar to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh, that was a nationwide contest to name the team and develop the colors and logos. And the final selection was the Raptors. It was heavily influenced by Jurassic Park. So...
It should be like the Utah Raptors, because that's an actual thing.
Yeah, well, why don't you tell them that?
You mean where they've excavated raptor bones?
Yeah, and there's a species of raptor that's called the Utah Raptor because of them being so prevalent there.
All right, so let's move on to the West Coast.
Okay.
We have the Golden State Warriors. So that's like a battling warrior. And do they even have an actual mascot?
It's Jason Momoa.
None. They don't even have one.
They just stole the Brooklyn Knight.
Yeah, they stole the Brooklyn Knight. No, and the LA Clippers.
So that's a boat.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I didn't think of that.
Yep.
I'm literally thinking like shears.
Like hair clippers.
For the head.
Yeah, just the guy with clippers. But their mascot is sadly not an anthropomorphic boat, but a thing called Chuck the Condor. Oh, is he new? He was unveiled recently. So.
You know what? Screw that. We need mascots that are just, if they're going to be ridiculous, might as well go all out. The Clippers mascot should just be Cutman from Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
Or
you
Mega
can't
Man
have
1.
a mascot that just has nothing to do with your team name.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's spitting in the whole concept of
Oh shit!
mascots.
He took the helmet off and he's bald. Chuck the condor. Because of California condor, it makes sense.
Come on, Bing. Let me.
Look, I can't tell the difference between the two. Steve Ballmer and Chuck the Condor, and they're the same.
I thought Bing Images would have like a Photoshop of the Clippers mascot being Cutman, but no. Apparently, that's an independent thought. That's something I came up with. Copyright 2019.
Oh, John, you're gonna have to delete this section of the podcast so nobody steals that.
My camera stopped working, I think.
It's been on and off. You're fine.
What the hell?
It's fine for the audio.
It's
okay.
it's better this way.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll just screen share them for this whole episode. I mean, I might as well. My fucking camera stopped working.
Well, if we keep the focus on you, I could show male presenting nipples.
I don't think that my screen share is working either.
No, your shit's all fucked up.
Oh, it really is. Can you still hear me though? At least?
We hear you fine. Yeah.
All right.
You sound less sick than you did 20 minutes ago.
All right. Well, yeah, it's because I've been warming up the old vocal cords. Oh my God! Sorry. The Pistons mascot, right, is Hooper. I wish you could see this, guys. If you could only see what I could see, you could see into the face of the infinite. Hooper the mascot. Hooper
I'm
is
Googling.
a horse.
The fuck is that?
It's a horse
Why is it a horse?
because piston.
The symbol is that,
Cars.
like the Pistons,
Why the fuck
they
is-
are named after the team produces horsepower. Okay.
Yeah, you get it.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to know?
Why didn't they just get
Guys.
like Lightning McQueen for a mascot?
I have-
Ka-chow.
Hooper the mascot has his own Wikipedia page, and I need to get into the lore. Hooper was born in Lucky, Kentucky, and was originally trained to be a racehorse, but Hooper knew he was too talented to be relegated to horse racing. So he trained hard to master his craft and hone his skills, until finally earning his spot as the Pistons' official mascot. I like that the mascot skills can be honed and crafted by racing, because he was going to be a racer. Hooper can be seen in parades atop his ride, the Hoopermobile. Wow, really creative.
No.
Riding around the city on one of his mini motorbikes and ATVs, and shooting T-shirts from his T-shirt cannon in games.
They couldn't even name it the Hooper Coop. The Hoop
Yeah,
Coop.
right? The Hooper Coop. Cooper Trooper. Oh, man. He may not be the best dancer on the planet, but he loves to try. Hooper celebrates his birthday at a Pistons home game with Rory from the Detroit Lions, the Rory the Lion, and Paws from the Detroit Tigers. So he's his other team mascots has come help him out. Anyway, we're not talking about him. We're talking about different teams right now. We're talking about Magic versus Raptors. Ooh, Raptors take it. Oh, no, we did that. Golden State Warriors versus the Clippers. I think a boat versus man. What do you think? I don't think boats move fast enough.
No.
Especially a Clipper, which is a sailboat.
Yeah. I think a
a man
warrior will
could-
be able to puncture it.
Yeah, I think a warrior
Yeah.
could
Like a
rip
spear?
sails down or get it. So the Warriors
Or
are
just
gonna
like
take that.
firing some kind of flaming arrow at it.
Man, I got some bad news for you here.
Okay.
Your favorite, the Utah Jazz,
All right.
have to face the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
The
So
Rockets are pretty destructive, I'd say.
So we're-
Yes.
we're
but-
talking Satchmo versus a ballistic missile, right?
Yeah.
When it comes
Yeah.
to
Miles Davis versus
the magic
ICBM.
of jazz, I don't think
Benny
Ken
Goodman.
Burns Jazz.
no one's going to be a Rocket.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the Portland Trailblazers versus the Oklahoma
Which is also a
City
car, I think.
No, the
Yeah, but in this case, we're talking like Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oregon.
Versus
Oregon
who?
Trail. Versus the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Well, Thunder
know,
Thunder doesn't do anything.
Exactly, because it's
Yeah.
not.
And I'm
It's
sure
the-
they survived even lightning storms.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
got a
Thunder
better-
is
I've
the
got a-
definition of all bark, no bite.
I've got a better solution though, or a better representation of Thunder though. So this is actually a fated matchup. Hashtag fated matchup. The Trailblazers, the people going across the plains. The mascot for the Oklahoma City Thunder is a bison. Because
Oh.
thunderous hooves on the plains. But also their logo does involve like a lightning bolt and storms, so they're definitely going with that. But you know they didn't want to make an anthropomorphic storm cloud,
Yeah.
which would
Or
have been
just
way cooler.
a sound as the mascot. Just a disembodied thunderclap.
Even if you want to make this magical thunder, like a Final Fantasy VII Bolt spell,
Yeah.
I think that Lewis and Clark are winning. And
Okay.
even if we go at the bison, we made them basically extinct. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
we're done.
We fucking ruled those jerks.
All right.
I played Oregon Trail enough times to kill all the bison.
So we got a good matchup here based on the fact that these two teams are odd. We have the Denver Nuggets, so like a gold nugget, versus the San Antonio Spurs, as in the piece of clothing.
Okay.
Now, to be fair to both of these guys, they do have a non-inanimate object based mascot.
Okay.
They're actually some of the more popular mascots in the entire of the NBA. Actually, the Rocky the Mountain Lion, who's the Denver Nuggets mascot, doesn't even have his own Wikipedia page, so that doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't bode
bode
well.
Yeah.
But the Coyote is the mascot for the Spurs, and I gotta tell you, I don't know, but there's some copyright infringement things going on, and he does look almost exactly like Wile E. Coyote.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, going on name alone.
Yeah, I think we should try to solve it based on the names before
I
resorting
agree.
to the
I just want
mascots.
to point out
So
That'll be our backup, though.
that they have that it really is Wile E. Coyote looking, except for his eyes are horrifying. I never even saw. You guys, I can't screen share.
Do you want to try leaving the call and rejoining it?
You have to see his eyes.
I'll Bing it.
No, I should leave the call though, because not having face cam is pissing me off.
Well, yeah. Oh.
All right.
But I'm looking at pictures. Oh, John, I'm looking at pictures. Why would you make me look this up?
Yeah, all right, I'm back.
I'm looking at Bing pictures. I'm glad it's not like Rule 34 because this could get weird.
Oh yeah, don't Google that. But anyway, Matt. here
Oh
you go.
my God!
Yeah, the
Yeah.
eyes.
It's Five Nights at Freddy's meets Wile E.
What
Coyote.
the fuck are those eyes?
Who is chosen?
They were like, we need to change something to make us not get sued. Let's make it creepy as fuck.
So let's look at this terrifying mascot.
Okay.
And let's look at some other mascots, like the adorable Bucks Buck. Wow, that's like a normal thing. Or look at that. That's
Oh, it's
the
a puppy of some
Avalanche, the
kind.
Colorado Avalanche. Like, here's the Cleveland Cavaliers mascot, who's like a little mutt guy. Ottawa Senators have a lion. Let's have cute mascots. No, let's make a terrifying fucking laser eye coyote.
He's got like watermelon eyes.
His eyes are like three times the size of his head.
Yeah. That's like the eyes you get when you see like a tasty steak from across the like arena.
And then you melt it with your heat vision.
All right, I gotta save that image because that's going on the old episode.
Okay.
That will be
I
the
appreciate
title
that.
image.
Now, Spurs versus Nuggets.
Yeah.
Now, my first thought is gold Nuggets. Gold is a soft metal.
That's what I was thinking too.
But Nuggets aren't always pure gold. You usually get an ore there that you got to work the gold out of. So sometimes that will help strengthen it, but you are fighting steel at this point. It's steel versus gold. Steel all the way. So
Yeah.
Spurs got it.
I second that motion.
I'm going to tell you one thing that I literally just searched for that I am absolutely flabbergasted does not exist. So I searched Spurs mascot Funko Pop. There isn't a Funko Pop for any of the mascots.
That's weird.
Give
I
it
know,
a year.
right?
Give it a year.
Let me see if any of the teams have a mascot Funko Pop. No, we've got baseball, but there's a Mr. Met
Yeah.
Funko Pop, but there's no
remember
NBA
that one.
Funko Pops. That's really disappointing. But also not depressing. So that's good. All right. So we've gotten through the round of 16. I think that is teams. No, 8 teams. So now let's get on here. So we have We have the Pistons, which is a car, versus a Celtic Warrior. Who's winning that?
Well, he's already beaten one
Bested
car.
A car, but this we're talking like we're talking not.
But yeah, this is like a street
race
car. This is like a muscle car.
Yeah, muscle car.
This is a meaty car.
I don't know.
But a Boston Celtic is a meaty man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in this case I got to go for the car.
Okay.
You got to go with the
Yeah, I
Piston.
got to go with the car too. Even if he has a baseball bat, I think the car wins.
I think like we're talking about like the brick iron heavy muscle car, not some like fiberglass race car. Yeah, he's getting toasted that time.
Yep.
All right, so then we have the Nets versus the Raptors, and I gotta say,
Net wins again.
I don't know. They got those
Oh,
claws. I think a
Raptors
raptor could shred a
through
net.
Oh,
I think it's the only animal that can shred a net.
I will take the minority opinion here, but
Okay.
I still think net
Okay,
beats
fair
any
enough.
animal or humanoid.
Okay, and then on the West Coast, we have the Warriors versus the Rockets.
I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason we don't fight with swords anymore.
Yeah. He was able to take down that old-timey sailboat with a sophisticated rocket.
I'm now really sad that we won't get a net versus rocket because I think the net beats the rocket.
Yeah.
If it's some like
true.
space age carbon fiber kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So we have the Trailblazers versus the... Oh, do we have the Spurs? The Nuggets win. Did we even decide?
Spurs.
Spurs.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because
Steel over gold.
Too soft.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Spurs versus Trailblazers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of Trailblazers had Spurs, probably.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was later, though. When were Spurs invented?
Oldie times.
It doesn't matter when they're invented. But
Can
when
we-
it
True.
matters.
Expand Spurs to be Cowboys.
The Cowboy? I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's fair enough.
In a fight
Okay.
between like
They're a Texan team, so
a
Cowboys
cowboy.
versus a frontiersman.
Six
versus a
shooter
mountain
versus
man.
a one-shot rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys gonna win that one,
Yeah. Okay.
just because the frontiersmen maybe would win in a survival contest, but I don't think
Yeah.
they won.
If it was versus a bear, I think the frontiersmen
Yes.
would win.
exactly. But when you're talking about a cowboy on his horse with his 6-shooter,
I saw this documentary about Lewis and Clark starring Chris Farley, and while he was quite tough,
yeah.
I don't think he could best a cowboy.
What's the name of that movie again? Almost Heroes?
Yeah.
That's a really good. We watched that. We
watched it.
Bachelor. Party.
Yeah,
Bachelor
that's
Party.
the only time I've seen that too.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Now, if it was frontiersmen versus Eagles every time.
I thought you were going to say you saw a documentary with Lewis and Clark starring Dean Cain.
I did see that too.
Oh, you mean don't talk? Dean Cain is on the list.
I know. He's on a bad list.
Yeah, isn't he terrible now?
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
a MAGA guy. So
Cool. Good job,
Superman.
Superman.
I mean, I would have assumed Superman to be that way.
You were
I
the
mean,
worst Superman.
He's not Me Too yet, but I'm sure we'll get to that point.
Yeah. Can you imagine though? Like, hey, cool! I got this part of Superman. It's in like a weird soap opera show. Cool.
Oh, is he paralyzed yet? That seems to be the other thing with Supermen's.
All right, boys, let's get on to the conference
Yep.
finals here. We got the Piston car versus the Velociraptor.
Oh, that's
shit.
tough. But
I know.
I got to go with the Raptor on that one.
You think so?
I think we've already seen Raptors destroy cars. in
Yeah.
Jurassic
That's true.
Park.
You're right,
They've
he
got
cuts-
more
he-
mobility too.
Yeah, it's
I mean-
true. The car could come at him and he'd leap right over it.
It destroyed Jeeps, so
true.
we know it should destroy cars.
Okay. All right, and then so on the West Coast we have Rockets versus Spurs. Now, in my favorite movie of all time, Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb,
He was wearing Spurs on a rocket. Yeah.
he rides a rocket down, but he also
Now,
does die.
Is it like a horse thing where he's able to tame the rocket with his spurs?
To make it explode faster.
I think he is able to hang on to the rocket, but I feel like it's more of a hang on for dear life and less of a I don't know. I feel like it's almost a wash. So
Can we make this one a draw?
We can because we have to have.
Now, in my favorite movie, Cowboys versus Aliens,
Okay.
I assume. I've never seen. No, I haven't. But I assume there was
But
some
it's your
rockets in
favorite.
there.
It's your favorite. You've
Yeah.
never seen it. Who's in that? Isn't
Daniel Craig's in it, I think.
Daniel Craig? I thought. Wait, isn't Harrison Ford also in it?
I think so.
I think so.
I remember seeing trailers for that and just thinking, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, this is the
And,
era of Hollywood when they were.
was
just
it
like, let's
Olivia
make some
Munn?
fucking-
I think she was in it.
No, it's Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde, that's it.
Yeah.
One of them Olivias.
It is absolutely Harrison Ford.
Man, I thought this was going to be a garbage topic. This is
Wait
the
a
best.
minute.
This is the best episode ever.
Wait a minute. Who directed this? It said from the director of Iron Man. Jon Favreau directed this? Oh, man, dude. He's a pretty good director. And
Now I want to...
like, Jon Favreau's directing is just a fucking lesson in seesawing because he made the movie Made, which is really good. Vince Vaughn and him play like low level gangsters who are just like basically just bumming around. It's pretty good. He made Elf, which is a classic, really good movie.
Oh shit! I didn't know you made that.
But then he made Zathura, which I don't think a lot of people loved. Then
It was
he
all
made-
right.
And then he made Iron Man, which basically kicked off the entire Marvel universe.
And I just read something that there was basically no script.
Yeah,
It was him and Robert Downey Jr. that really kicked that into gear.
yeah. And then he made Iron Man 2, which didn't do as well. It made more money than Iron Man 1, but in ratio of how much it cost to make,
Oh yeah.
not as well. And then Cowboy and Aliens. So he did two bad ones in a row there. But then he did that movie Chef, a cheap movie that he starred in, and I think that was very well received. And I mean, he wrote himself a love interest of Scarlett Johansson, so you know, I mean, I feel like any man would do that if they're given the option in a movie to write that.
Yeah.
But and then he did that Jungle Book movie, which made almost $1 billion fucking dollars. I didn't see it, nor do I have any interest in seeing it. But it also has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, so
Holy
must
crap.
have been good.
Yeah.
And now he's doing The Lion King, so he's got some real stinkers and with some real winners.
So
Yeah.
what John is saying is that if you support us on Patreon, you can watch with us as we broadcast Cowboys versus Aliens. Watch it
Yeah.
together on
Yes, you
Rabbit or
can.
something.
And also, I can't wait for that next Jon Favreau Iron Man movie.
Sure. Yeah, the next Iron Man movie. It's coming out. Yeah, after the events of Endgame, the next Iron Man movie is going to be lit AF.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I haven't seen Endgame. What happens?
I'm not going to tell you. It's a spoiler.
DM me your Endgame spoilers.
Yeah.
We'll tell you off air. Everything's
Okay.
fine. Everybody's okay and totally alive.
I'll
Okay, I
tell you
appreciate that. I have like 2 spoilers so far. No one DM'd them to me though.
Well, don't watch
I
the-
DM'd you on Twitter.
Yeah, not
I
a real
like-
spoiler.
I like that, just to digress before we get to the finals here, I love the fact that the Spider-Man Homecoming or Far From Home trailer
Yeah.
is like, has like a 30-second, hey, if you haven't watched Endgame, don't watch this trailer because it spoils the ending of
like the
Endgame.
whole, like literally the first 30 seconds spoils the ending of
Yeah, they're
Endgame.
like talking about like how they're recovering from the events of Endgame. We can talk. Let's talk about Endgame though, because I've seen it and Matt's seen it, and TJ's not going to see it. And
Yeah.
we'll talk about.
I'll see it in a few months. Yeah,
We got to finish.
We'll
this.
talk
Yeah.
about it at the end, so anybody that's listening can just turn
So,
it off and
Well,
whatever.
we're going to say the Rocket beats the Cowboy.
Yes.
Or not? Okay.
Yes.
Rocket versus Raptor, the ultimate duel of the fates.
So I don't think a raptor could beat a rocket, but could it dodge a rocket?
Yeah. Could
And-
a rocket be fired? Yeah.
With
it
a rocket,
outrun a
you
rocket?
really have the one shot, and if that
Yeah.
misses,
Yeah.
then it
That's
defeats
a good,
itself.
That's a good way of pointing it, because a rocket is not a rocket launcher. It's just one rocket. So
I mean, I'm sure it could be like self-corrected, but I don't think it's got a good turning radius.
no.
See, in
the
my
Raptors
mind,
are out.
this is Yoshi versus the giant bullet bill.
And I think Yoshi wins every time
Yeah.
because he can just jump on the top of it. You know, he doesn't. You know, the Raptor just leaps and bounces off the top of the rocket.
I really just want to see a race.
Yeah. All right, so we're
Raptor
just
versus
gonna-
Rocket.
We're gonna, I think we'll just give it to the Raptor. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
All right, so Raptors are going to win. And to be fair, the Raptors are still in it, and they could win. So
Oh man, we should have done this at the beginning of the
yeah,
basketball.
I just want to give out a
match.
shout, one final mascot shout out, and I'm just going to ruin everyone's eyes for a second.
Uh-oh.
But by far the most terrifying mascots. The old version's even worse. So we're gonna do the old version. This is the New Orleans mascot, Pierre the Pelican.
Oh.
Yeah, they updated him to look like the left here, but he looked like the right before, and he was terrifying.
Oh.
And also, don't forget King Cake Baby.
What the hell is that?
It's a New Orleans thing. And
Oh.
King Cake, it's like a thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
mascot.
you eat a cake with a little plastic baby in it,
Yeah.
and try not to choke and die.
The Pierre the Pelican was a really horrifying. Yeah.
You know, I'm just doing a quick glance. If like all 30 teams were in a battle royale, I don't see anyone coming up on top consistently,
Oh, yeah.
other than maybe the Wizards.
I forgot about the Chargers Bolt Man. He's just a weird, creepy, anthropomorphic lightning bolt face.
Wait,
He looks
is
like
there,
Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Yeah.
wait, is there no Wizards anymore? Or is my website garbage?
Oh yeah. College mascots don't count, but
No, Washington Wizards. That was an NBA team.
yeah, college mascots don't count because they're not paid. So
Oh,
we're talking about professional mascots here.
Yeah.
Because college mascots, there's so many college teams. You're gonna have some weird ass shit.
no, I'm just talking NBA teams.
I will say that the lion, the Sacramento Kings lion, is really busted ass looking.
He looks like a dude that was really into metal in high school.
Yeah. Oh, they had a gorilla before though. Yeah, he looks really bad. Like whoever designed this mask, it looks like the lion from what's that movie, The Cowardly Lion?
The Wizard,
Wizard of Oz.
The most famous movie.
The Washington Wizards of Oz.
But he's got
Yeah,
like a
'cause-
weird giant
Because
forehead.
it used to be a fucking awesome gorilla. But now it's a weird... Yeah, he's got like fetal alcohol syndrome. Look at that, though.
Like his
looks
eyes
like-
are completely sunken in.
He looks like Beast from the Beauty and the Beast television series.
Does he just not have
Oh,
eyes? And he's
I remember
like,
that.
Yeah.
is that just like a hole straight to whoever's in the suit's face?
Yeah, you remember Beauty and the Beast? Ron Perlman?
Oh no!
You remember that show? I forgot Linda Hamilton was.
Oh no!
Yeah, they made a TV show. This was pre-Disney movie, I think. So, you know, they ripped this off. That's what I'm saying.
And it was a
We could-
TV show, not just like a one-time movie.
No, it was a TV show.
It's like
George
that really
R. R.
bad.
Martin recalls watching. Oh, okay.
It's like that bad Alice in Wonderland show.
Yeah. All right. What were we going to talk about? Oh, yeah, Avengers.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about that because it's been out long enough that I think. And I'm not going to put this out till at least the middle of the week. So
Okay.
people got a little more time.
There was an official spoiler time according to Marvel, and that's passed now.
Okay.
All right, so who won?
The Avengers. Well, most of them.
Okay. So some of them make the death thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Where do we start?
If you're a female Avenger, if you die, then nobody talks about you after you die.
They talked
what I
about her
learned.
for like a couple minutes.
Which one? Which one?
I want you to guess, TJ. Which
Okay.
female Avenger died?
Well, I know Gamora was in the movie, but she was already dead. Did she die again?
No, she
No.
did not. She did. Okay, she doesn't come back because you can't come back from that thing, I guess, even
Okay.
with magic.
But not in the way that they
Okay.
they brought everyone back.
But her alternate universe self is now in our universe. So
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. We're playing multiverse
Yes.
theory now.
we got
Oh,
multiverse.
fuck. Oh, so we're crossing right into freaking Spider-Man into the Spideyverse.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and actually, Spider-Man's trailer specifically talks about multiverses.
God damn it.
So that's the next.
So we need Miles Morales in the next Spider-Man movie.
I know.
That's
need-
what it is.
I'm sure they will.
And
We need
Spider-Gwen.
like a good Fantastic Four X-Men thing. Like, oh, we found these guys in this other universe
I will
where
say
the
that-
Avengers
Okay,
don't
so
exist.
when does Black Widow die?
Uh, they need
She
to
doesn't
go
die-
back to that same place and get the Soul Stone.
She
And
did kill herself.
there's a big old like, who's gonna sacrifice themselves for it,
sacrificed
and
herself.
she wins by jumping
her
off
and-
the cliff faster.
Her and Hawkeye are sent back to retrieve the Soul Stone.
because
so,
part of this
let's go
is
through the plot. Let's go through
Yeah,
the
let-
start. Let's go
with-
through the start.
Oh, okay.
so the most important thing is that they find Thanos by like tracking this giant energy signal, and then
They
he's like,
actually, the plot actually starts. The movie starts literally like 2 minutes after the end of Infinity War,
Okay.
and they find Thanos immediately and fly directly to where he is.
yeah, and
Okay.
then he's like, I use the stones to fucking blow the stones up, so they're not here anymore. You can't use them to bring your friends back. Blah blah blah. And then Thor cuts his head off.
Thor just cuts his head off. Like is like
He had
"Alright,
it
I'm gonna kill
coming,
you."
really.
Yeah.
Well, because like it's funny because Thanos is about to go off on some speech about how like he's like the balance in the
Yeah.
universe, and Thor just cuts
Yeah.
his head off.
And there was that whole thing in Infinity War where he had a chance to go for the head, but he
Yeah.
like went
Yep.
for the arm
Yep, he
instead.
specifically says I went for the head after he
Now,
cuts him off.
am I confusing God of War, or was that X also called the Leviathan X?
I don't know.
No, it was Stormbreaker, Stormbringer,
Yeah, I
something,
think it's
Storm
Stormbreaker.
something.
Storm something, yeah. Stormy Daniels.
Storm Eagle. Got it. Storm Eagle.
Storm Eagle.
Well, you know, there was a big piece of wood in the middle of the axe. So
So then, meanwhile, 5 years later,
That looks like Toad.
so they do 5 years later.
Ant-Man, who was trapped in the quantum realm since
Yep.
the post-credit scene of his second
Yeah.
movie.
They do a little montage where it's like 5 years later and you're seeing like kind of all the aftermath, but then it's
Yeah.
like, oh hey.
And everybody's not having a good time in this world where half the people existed or disappeared.
Turns out things went real bad, but they also think Ant-Man's dead.
Yeah. But he pops out
Yeah.
of the
Because
quantum
a
realm
rat
because a
hits a
rat
button on a
chews on a
controller.
thing
Yeah.
and then magic. And
Okay.
for him, it's just been 5 hours because time's
Yeah.
different in the quantum realm.
Correct.
So then the Hulk and Iron Man are like, oh, let's make time machines. But
Yeah.
time travel in this.
Also, Iron Man has a daughter.
Yeah.
It's actually really nice. And he's like moved on. He's retired basically.
Okay.
And he doesn't want to get back in because
No.
he doesn't want to risk losing what he's gained.
Yeah. That was a big point of the last movie.
Yep. Yep.
So then they do time travel, but it's not like linear time travel. You travel to the past in an alternate universe. You can't travel to your own past.
Well, no. So it's even more complicated than that. So you can travel to the past, and it stays the past until you change something, and then it becomes an alternate past.
And just being there already has
no,
you change it.
because they actually talk about specifically a way to get around it with the time stone. Because the Hulk tries to get the time stone from what's her name, the actress who's
Tilda Swinton,
Tilda Swinton, who's that goes back to
the
before
ancient
she
one.
gave it to Doctor Strange.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And he tries to take it from her, and then she's like, no, you'll create an alternate timeline, and everything will still be shitty in my timeline, even though you fixed yours. And so he's like, okay, good point. And then she's like, well, if you came back and returned it after you used it, then this timeline would still be intact. So,
Because because
That's kind of a weird
each
thing.
reality needs the stones to exist, or
Yes.
it devolves into chaos.
Yeah, or it turns into an alternate reality, basically. So, anyway, so that's the kind of the time travel.
That's why they had
They
to go
split the
back to
team
get
up.
the soul stone again and make a sacrifice.
Yeah, so they kind of all get back together and like, all right, let's come up with this plan. Let's go back into. It's kind of cool because they kind of go back into previous movie points, and I think that was a really cool idea because it's really neat, kind of seeing them behind the scenes of the first Avengers movie and other stuff going on. So
I read a thing today where the first draft of the movie didn't have them going back to that first Avengers battle. It had them all going to Asgard because there was a point where that stone was there too, and Tony Stark was going to be there in a stealth suit, but Heimdall could see him, and we're going to have a sweet Heimdall versus stealth fight. So I'm a little bit upset that didn't happen.
Yeah, I like the stuff with FYI, my favorite part of the entire movie. Thor becomes a gamer gator.
I've seen pictures of Thor letting himself.
Not necessarily a gamer gator, but Thor.
No, he is
becomes the
yelling
guy
at
who
kids
sits-
on Fortnite.
Yes, who sits around playing Fortnite with his pals.
With the New Zealand rock dude and something else.
The Taika Waititi rock dude and the little bug friend of his. They're all like hanging out, eating pizza, drinking beer, and playing Xbox. And Thor also has a huge gut and is fat now. And it was incredible.
It was the greatest.
And he is going to continue being fat, I think, in the next movie. I would hope they would do that.
Is he going to be in anymore?
They set it up at the end of the movie for him to join the Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Oh, right. I forgot about that part.
yes, because
He loves his rabbit.
well, and
Well, yeah.
and the Guardians of the Galaxy's next movie is pretty much set up to be them trying to get Gamora because she kind of ran off.
Gamora 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so. And also the Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which I recently rewatched, it didn't hold up as well on a rewatch, I would say. So the plot
Okay.
isn't great in that.
But the opening scene is great.
Yes, there's some awesome shit in that movie. But the end of that movie, they set up Adam Warlock, or Adam, what's his name? Is it Adam Warlock? The other space guy who's like
Yeah.
Star-Lord's main like rival slash bad guy slash anti-hero.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, it's Adam Warlock.
Okay.
Yes, because he's like a space guy.
Pirate?
He's a space
Scavenger?
wizard.
Yeah, space wizard.
Okay.
But he's in a lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. So, and actually, I've heard people guess that they think that the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie will be Adam Warlock's going to steal your Gamora, and that sounds kind of fun actually, of him. But anyway,
So
he's not a bad guy in the comics. He's definitely a good guy, but he was a bad guy at one point in the comics. It's like a weird thing.
people are complicated.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, he is a major character in the Guardians of the Galaxy comics, so it would make sense. But anyway, I digress. Fat Thor is going to be in my favorite movie series, and I'm really excited. My favorite of the Marvels. So,
So while
yeah. So they go back.
some
in
of
the
them
past.
are in old timey New York, and by old timey I mean like 2013 or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
And Black Widow and Hawkeye are getting the
Can we
Soul
just pause for
Stone.
a second. In Avengers: Infinity War,
Yes.
Okay.
Iron Man has a flip phone, and it bothered me a lot. Why does he have a flip phone if it's 2019 or whenever it takes place? Infinity War.
It's possible that he's already dealt with
It's
enough
like a
touchscreen
burner
tech.
phone, and it has like Steve Rogers in it.
Yeah, I think that was just the one that he had Captain America in for some reason.
But like, why wouldn't he just use his suit to call? Like, he's got all this power. Why does he need an old cell phone?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry. You can go
Yeah.
back.
I'm sure there's a reason. I just don't know it. So then War Machine and what's her face?
Sorry, I just Googled it, and there's literally an explainer of why he has a flip phone. Okay, thank you for fucking making 2 paragraphs of turnaround, or there's going to be spoilers. Why does he have a phone? Stop right. Oh my god, this is like a super long explanation.
Okay.
War
Good
Machine
reasons.
and
here it is.
Wow.
I've got it. Sorry, it's because Captain America at the end of Civil War, like, hands him a flip phone and says, "Call me if you need me." So
Okay.
and like he's on the run, so his number is not like known.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a burner.
God,
And he doesn't want to put. Yeah, he
what
doesn't
a
want to put that
weird
in
fucking
any of his other
thing
stuff.
to put in there to connect
Yeah.
Civil War and Infinity War that confused the shit out of me. Like, why would you
Just
have
you.
a weird flip phone? Yeah, just me. Anyway, continue.
I imagine Stark didn't want to put it in any of his official sources because that could be hacked.
There is a massive amount of plot holes, though, coming up, so we'll get to it.
Nah.
Yeah, like the female Avengers. Oh,
Ouch.
not
I get it.
we all have holes.
Let's
So
I
while
eat
that's
some.
happening, War Machine and Nebula are on the planet from the beginning of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
yes,
Collecting
which is a really fun sequence.
Is that the time? No, that's the Reality Stone.
Yes.
But oh no.
No, it's the Power Stone.
Oh yeah, the purple one.
Yeah, because it's the one that that Ronan the Accuser takes.
But oh no, something goes haywire and Nebula Prime's brain like syncs up with that universe's Nebula.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool concept of Nebula would exist in that universe, and then you bring a second one in,
Yeah.
and their brain is networked with the rest of her body, so they're like, now
They would
I'm
start
getting-
merging thoughts.
Yeah,
Yeah, they start.
literally.
Okay.
So then Thanos is like a little projection plays like R2D2 style, and Thanos is like, "Oh shit, somebody else is going for the stones," and then he's able to hack into her with
One
magic.
thing I really like about the way that Thanos is done in this movie is he is very competent.
Oh yeah,
He isn't the type of villain, which happens in a lot of these superhero movies, that's always making dumb mistakes and like killing his own men and being angry.
Yeah,
You know, like he's just like, oh, okay, they've come back in time to get the Infinity Stones to stop me from the thing that I'm going to do, which means
Yeah.
I must have succeeded. He literally
Yeah.
says that.
he figures it out
So-
pretty quickly.
Yeah, and so it's like, oh, okay. So there's no like long sequence of like him trying to discern what they're doing. He's just like, oh no, I know what's
But
going on.
there are 2 Nebulas.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's none of that.
So, and I just want to bring up Nebula as a character. I will say, out of all of the Marvel female characters, she is probably the most fleshed out, and it's odd, and I love it. She's one of my favorite characters because, you know, in the first, oh no, wait, what movie is she introduced in? Just
Guardians
the
of
first
the
Guardians of the
Galaxy,
Galaxy. Yeah, she's Thanos' little pet. His daughter, who's not Gamora, who's still loyal, and then in I forget what other movie she is. She turns at some point, and I can't remember if it's not Guardians of the Galaxy 2, because she wants to kill Thanos in that movie.
I thought it was Infinity War.
It must be in Infinity War then.
Yeah,
That she turns. Yeah. And then because Guardians of the Galaxy 2 happened after Infinity War. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
that took place
No.
before.
She turns in Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2.
No, because she's starting that movie talking about she's going to go murder Thanos.
Maybe she turns at the end of the first one. I don't know. She
I'm
has
just
a
gonna
big
look up
character arc.
the MCU wiki, because it'll be very easy at this point of why.
So then everybody gets their stones and they hit their little hand buttons and they go back, except for one, because Nebula gets fucked up by Thanos. But oh no!
The one Nebula and then both, but then not both.
Well,
No, she
so
turns
her
in the
thing
first-
doesn't work. Her like recall thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then Thanos shows up and is like, "I'm going to fuck you up
Yeah.
and
So
keep
she-
you as a prisoner on my ship." And he's
all of her plot lines happen in the Guardians movies. So she turns at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 1, because she realizes
Okay.
Thanos sent her out on this death mission and didn't really care about her. And then she's captured in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But I love her character because she is an actually good story of a bad person turning good that's done well, because they just, like, I don't know, it's just done well. And she has really
the story
consistent...
of just, like, being brought up with a certain set of, like, dogma, and then finally starting to question it and realizing it's horseshit.
Exactly. And then realizing that your sister is also has the exact same thoughts as you do. Like, she was also forced to fight you, and, like, you know, because Nebula hates Gamora because she was always beating her and fighting, and she had to constantly be, like, torn apart and reconfigured every time she lost to Gamora. And so it was like all this, and Gamora's like, I had to, or else Thanos would have, like, killed me or done the same to me. So we were, like, pitted against each other. I don't hate you, I hate him. We should both hate him. And then they turn. But I love that in every movie, she flies a spaceship directly into someone all the time. It happened in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when she's fighting Gamora. She literally flies the spaceship directly into Gamora, crashing it and hurting herself. In Infinity War, she flies her spaceship directly into Thanos, which I liked. And then in this movie, she does it again when she shows up at the final battle. And I was like, that's just your thing, crashing a spaceship directly into you. I was like, that's a good through line. But anyway, sorry. Continue. So
Gamora Prime,
or
not Gamora Prime, Nebula Prime is prisoner on Thanos. To Thanos 2's ship, and Nebula 2 goes through the
in her place
time thing, in her place, and everyone's like, we got all the stones. Let's put it in this magic Iron Man glove that we made. Give it to the Hulk so he can snap his fingers, and he's not strong enough because, oh no shit, Nebula 2 started hitting some buttons, and Thanos' ship comes through the rift. And we got another Thanos.
Couple plot holes here that were explained away that I was worried about. So the first one is the fact that Iron Man's gauntlet can hold the Infinity Stones when only, like, that crazy god planet thing could make a thing that Thanos could use. And they described it as Iron Man's created a thing that was powerful enough to hold the stones but not to use them, just to, like, hold them to do the snap, to the one, like, not to use them in battle as individual stones because it would have destroyed the gauntlet. So and that makes point. It was literally just there to hold them all together in one place until they could use them, rather than use it as a battle glove, which is what Thanos does with it all the time. The other thing, plot hole, is how did Gamora bring all of Thanos' ships through the little portal that they had, like...
Nebula?
Yeah, Nebula. Yeah, sorry, Nebula brought Thanos' entire fleet through into the other timeline. How did that happen? And it was because she had shrunk the ship down.
Oh, really? Because she handed in the Pym particles.
Yes, correct. Because they had the Ant-Man. She stole Pym particles as well.
Holy shit.
And so she shrunk all of the fleet down and then brought them through, and then they went up into space and became big, and then just immediately started basically the end of the movie where everything's blown up. But it gets pretty crazy at that point, because it's basically the last hour is just one giant action set piece at the Avengers base.
So I think I might be a little foggy on this, but they give the glove to Hulk because most of the energy that it gives out is gamma, and him, he's tough for that. And he does the snap that brings people back. But then that's when the big, like, ship crashes into the building and blows everything up and sets the stage for the final battle.
Correct. They get the snap to bring people back, and then as soon as that happens, it's like, oh shit, Thanos is here.
And now, that, again, fucks up Hulk's arm, and, like...
You said bringing people back does not do anything, like, for people who gave themselves up for the Soul Stone.
Correct. Right. So they specifically said they want the universe to be at the state it was immediately prior to when he snapped his fingers. So that means Vision is still dead.
So everyone that died pre-snap is still dead?
Yes, everyone that died via the snap is back. So people that died in fighting before that are not back, or people that gave themselves up to the Soul Stone are not back.
But Hulk, who we should mention, is like Hulk Banner now. He's like Banner Intelligence and Hulk Body.
Correct.
So-
They did the thing that made it so his character can not be the worst character in the MCU.
He's not all emotion and whatever, but
No.
He does still getting his power through anger, right?
Yeah, and they explained
No, actually, he's just always Hulk powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is Hulk that can talk like Mark Ruffalo.
And has big glasses and clothing.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, like, he's like, I tried to bring Natasha back, but I just couldn't do it because you can't undo the Soul Stone.
Yeah. Well, because she's physically... And so this is a bit of the comics lore, but she's in the Soul Stone. Her soul was given into it, basically.
Okay.
Oh,
So
really?
she can't be brought out. I think the only way to do that would be... And they go into that with some comics on retrieving people from the Soul Stone, which is possible, but it's very difficult. And it's a different thing entirely. So maybe that's something that could happen in the future in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but let's not worry about that.
Okay.
So the battle happens. There is people come back. It's pretty cool seeing everybody back. And
Yeah, they all come through a bunch of Doctor Strange portals.
Yeah, because he lets them all through, and it's pretty awesome because they're fighting Thanos and they're getting their butts kicked, and then all the people come back and help them.
Now, Thanos 2 does not have the power of any stones at this point, correct?
No.
No.
Because all
the
Universe
Avengers
2 stones are
facility-
now in Universe 1.
Yeah, when the Avengers facility gets blowed up, the glove
gauntlet's,
falls into like a
lost.
sub-basement
Yeah.
sewer system with Hawkeye. And so he's running, trying to outrun some stuff that's chasing in.
Yeah.
Captain America and Iron Man and Thor are all bashing on
Thanos.
Purple Chin Face.
Is
Yep.
it purple ball chin? Yep.
He's Balchinian
Yep.
from Men in Black.
Yes.
And then all of his big ship spits out a bunch of dudes, and then the portal spit out a bunch of good dudes, and then it becomes a big battle. And they're trying. Why were they trying to get back into that van? For the why did they need the quantum tunnel again?
Yeah, because they had to bring the gauntlet to the van for some reason.
Oh, were they just trying to get the gauntlet out of that timeline again?
I think so.
Okay. So they're trying to do that because the thing blew up, but there's still the van from Ant-Man. And, wouldn't you know it, standing in between them and the van, there's like a shitload of monster babies. And then it's all
there's
about
probably
this
the
like
cringiest
hot
moment
potato.
of the entire movie.
What's that?
The cringiest moment of
Okay.
the entire movie.
Before you say it, I'm going to predict it with the one little other spoiler that I know. Is this where Captain America Mjolnir thing? Or is that
No.
later? Okay.
So,
No, that happened before that when they were
No.
like melee fighting with Thanos.
So there's a point when they need to get the gauntlet across the battlefield, and Captain Marvel shows back up. She's at the start of the movie where she saves Gamora and Tony Stark, who are adrift in space after the battle on Titan. And then she comes back, and they have a couple scenes, and then she's gone for the rest of the entire movie. So
She's got
it's
shit
like-
to do.
I know. I understand.
She's Galactic Superman.
Everyone was like, based on the trailer, was like, "Oh, she's joining the team," and she's not. She literally joins them for 5 minutes and leaves, and then comes back at the end.
Saving Gamora and Stark? I thought Gamora was gone at the end of
I'm sorry.
Nebula.
What? Yeah, Nebula. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
I'm getting them confused. But
Green
anyway,
Lady and Blue Lady. Got it.
yeah, the Blue Lady and Iron Man they have
Okay.
some fun times together on the ship as well, which I like. Yeah, so there's a point when she comes back to the battle and like destroys Thanos' ship by like just fucking flying through it, Superman style.
Yeah.
But then she lands, and then all of the female characters all like
Yes.
line up, and it was so cringy because
That
it
was
was like
very
literally like,
pandery.
Yes, it was just like, hey, we actually have female characters. Let's line up the 50 third-tier Marvel characters who don't have their own movies.
Let's
all
have
up.
this really awkwardly staged shot
And it was
of
super long.
just the
because they're, like-
female heroes.
and it was literally just like somebody was like, we got to show them that we have female heroes. And it's like, just have Captain Marvel be badass. Like, that's all
Yeah.
we need. We don't need you to weirdly pander towards, like, showing off all of these, like, literally
Yeah, she's just like, and Captain Marvel doesn't fly through space in a ship. She just flies Superman style, so she punched a ship out of the air.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And then, you know, everything's good and everybody lives happily ever after.
Yeah. No. So other things happen, yes. So
it's like the whole time Tony's talking to Doctor Strange. He's like, so you ran all those simulations. Is this the time where we win? Is this the time where we win? And Doctor Strange is like, I can't tell you that because if I tell you what's going to happen, it's not going to happen. And then...
so the battle... I'm just getting you that. Why do they need to do this? It doesn't really matter. So they just need to get the gauntlet away from Thanos because he gets it back at one point and they have to pull it off his hand. Okay, that's it. And so then they and
again, this is still the Stark gauntlet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what happens is, Thanos overpowers Thor. Steve Rogers, who has the Thor's
Mjolnir.
hammer at this point,
Yep.
Mjolnir, and it was kind of hinted at, I guess, in Civil War because he was able to move it. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense. It's in the comics, I think. Or what's his name has it? Sorry, I'm just gonna say Iron Man has the gauntlet, but it's not. It's Captain America has the gauntlet, or has the
Hammer.
Mjolnir, yes.
Yep.
And so, yeah, that's pretty cool. There's some neat stuff with that. He fights. But anyway, Stark basically does a move where he, like, attacks Thanos, who's got the stones, and then Thanos is like, haha, I'm going to use them, and he snaps his fingers, and he doesn't have them on his hand anymore because Tony has transferred them to his Iron Man suit, where he also has, like, a gauntlet as well. And it was actually pretty cool because people complain about that, and I was like, how would you complain about that? Literally, Thanos is wearing a Stark Technologies glove.
Yeah.
And Tony Stark comes over and fights with him for a bit, and then he gets, like, knocked away, and Thanos doesn't have them anymore because he's using his own technology. Like, he just has them
And the thing that leads up to that is Thanos is fighting with Captain Marvel, and he pulls the Power Stone out of the glove and punches her with it.
Yeah.
So then that sets off the lights, like, oh shit, those stones come out.
Yep.
And then he looks at Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is like, yep, it's the time.
Yeah. Like they said before, you can't use the stones when they're in the Iron Man gauntlet. So he has to pull it out to use it in his hand, and then he can put it back. So obviously they can be taken out easily. And so Stark has them basically at the end, and then he uses the stones to do what
Thanos says,
did.
I am inevitable, snaps, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Tony holds up his gauntlet and goes, I am Iron Man, snaps. And then Thanos' shit all dissolves.
Yeah, his entire army and him all dissolve. And Tony Stark dies because he used the stones. And he isn't the Hulk, so he can't survive it. Because he's just a regular human. And then they have a funeral for Tony Stark and not Natasha, who also died.
She didn't have any family. She was a spy.
Yeah, but Iron Man's most of his funeral were people that he worked with, who also work with Natasha.
They talked about her briefly.
I know.
They talked about her. The Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch talked about her and Vision, like, for a minute.
Yeah, I know. It was just like one of those things where it was like, you have this historical, like, problem with female characters in your franchise and people complaining about it. And then you have this giant funeral at the end for the one male character who died and not the other female character who sacrificed herself. She literally did the same thing Tony did, sacrificed herself to get the stones to a place where they could be to save everyone. But they don't talk about her. And it's just like, I understand.
Yeah.
Like, Iron Man is a much larger character. He had his own movie. He had the first movie that started the whole thing. But, like, it's just like, at some point, that's why it made that scene feel so pandery, because they didn't actually do anything. You know what I mean? You just had a weird moment in a battle that felt really out of place, because it was a little bit overemphasized.
So when Stark pulls the whole Iron Man does the snap, like does his body just start becoming overwhelmed by the power.
Yeah.
And he just loses his
dies.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
He,
kind
like,
of like he instantly has like
like,
massive
burned
internal
up.
bleeding
Yeah.
Okay.
because he's still like kind of clinging to life for a couple of seconds, but he's straight fucked up.
So they have the funeral, which is really long. Again, I will say this movie needed to be about a half hour shorter because there was some stuff they probably could have cut down on.
So they pulled a Return of the King style
Literally,
epilogue.
that's what my wife said. Is like, now I know how you felt at the end of Return of the King, and I was like, yeah, because they had a lot of endings. All because it was like, it's the end of the universe, like this starting for a lot of the characters. I mean, whereas I believe Thor will continue on in the series, but not kind of as himself. He's changed a lot.
I mean, this could be a good time for him to get get Loki tricked again and become female Thor. There's lots of different directions you could go with this.
Loki is dead, but he could come back.
But he's not
It's
dead in
Loki.
the alternate universes.
Yes, correct. So
Yep.
it's
Universes.
It may also be
Oh,
part
great.
of the Guardians of the Galaxy plotlines as well.
They're
and
going
I
to put
think it's
multiple, not
actually-
just.
I think it's
Oh, sorry.
something they've
Go
also
ahead.
learned is that the Thor stuff is much better when it's not about Thor doing Asgard stuff and more just his character being with other cool
Yeah,
characters.
Thor's best when he's a fish out of water.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's really interesting is Thor basically tells Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson, hey, you're the new leader of Asgard now. I'm going to leave to go with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's cool, I think that's similar to the comics. There's a female Thor. It's not like that, but maybe Valkyrie could have the hammer. But the biggest thing is Steve Rogers is like, all right, I'm going to return the Infinity Stones all to their original places to fix the timelines. And he does that, but he doesn't come back. And then there's like an old Captain America who's like, I lived in the past, and he got back with Peggy Carter.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives his shield to what's his name, the guy,
Falcon.
saying you can be the new Captain America, basically. Which I think
Okay.
his character is Captain America in the comics as well. So.
Well, I think that was after Steve died from being shot or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a
So
big thing back in the.
He's not dead, but he's definitely done being. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna die because he's like old. Now, one plot hole I have with that is that they specifically said you can't do that.
No, I thought that too, but I read the solution
Okay.
today.
Okay, what
So
is
he
that?
went back to an alternate timeline past and lived there, and somehow
Got it.
had to find a way to jump back after.
Fair enough.
Like
I mean,
Peggy was
that's-
dead from old age or whatever.
Yeah, that's easy enough. And the other thing was is that if you went back into that time period, which is clearly like the late 40s based on the cars that you saw and everything, he would be like 105. But I explained that away saying, I mean, he's a superhuman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he can live longer. So that was like, yeah, that's fine. He looked like 80, though. So it was like, okay, but actually you're definitely over 100 because the 40s was a very long time ago.
Thank
Yeah,
you, old man
this
Stark.
movie took place in 2023.
Yeah. Yeah, it's even 5 years farther than we are now, so no. But it was okay, because it was just like, yeah, he's old. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I didn't like it as much as Infinity War, but it was a good ending to a saga, and it was very action-packed, and lots of references, and all your favorite characters. It was really good. It wasn't as tight, I think, as Infinity. I like it. I'm a misery vampire, right? When you have a movie that ends half of everyone dying, I'm already like thinking it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes Infinity War feel like the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, where everything's kind of hopeless at the end. And
Where they wouldn't they wouldn't undermine their own values, and they paid the price to do so.
yeah, and then the sequel's The Return of the Jedi, which is I also loved and is triumphant, but I don't think holds up as good of a movie. Like, because I love Return of the Jedi, but I think I love Empire more.
I mean, is that now okay? Looking at it from that perspective, not subverting your ideals, and that's why that you failed. It's been a while since I've seen Last Jedi, does that at least balance out, even if the story beats don't hit?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to remember the plot of Last Jedi.
No, I
Episode
think
8.
I think The Last Jedi is more about struggle versus like keeping the past versus moving on from it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Because the whole thing is Kylo's like trying to burn the past, and the movie is basically about him learning that that's not the right way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why in Rise of Skywalker, all of a sudden we're getting the Emperor again and stuff.
I mean, that's literally
And everything's being remade, and
that's literally the line from The Last Jedi, which is probably one of the coolest lines, is the Kylo Ren line where he says, "Let the past die, kill it if you have to." I mean, you know.
yeah,
That's what. Sorry, who says that?
Kylo.
Kylo does. Yeah, this is a cool.
But
moment.
then-
like,
Oh, he says that to directed to Rey, right?
yeah,
Yeah, but then
because Rey's trying to think about like her parentage and stuff, and he's like, "It doesn't matter."
Who gives a crap?
Yeah, we're
But-
here now.
But then towards the end of the movie, that philosophy doesn't work out too well for him.
Yeah.
Because Rey's got the old-timey books and is going to be more powerful than him, and there's sneaky hologram Skywalker and stuff. I don't know. I have to see that movie again.
I liked that one a lot, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Although it does seem like literally he is going to undo the plot of The Last Jedi about Rey's parentage, because the whole point of the whole plot. I mean, to be fair, I don't know. So let's talk about that. In The Last Jedi, they speak of Rey's parentage of, oh, your parents were nobodies, and they left you to die on that planet.
But again, that could just be taunting.
Well, exactly, because the person who told her that was the person who most would want to hurt her.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, at the time, there are a lot of people and critics that talked about how much they liked that choice of her not having parents, and that, you know, she's just a regular person who is force sensitive, very much, you know, like how Blade's character was, who became Darth Vader. You know, he was a nobody and who just was force sensitive, and so that's kind of the idea with Rey, is that she's the person who's going to balance out the fact that there aren't any other Jedi because she's super powerful.
Or like those orphans at the end of the movie that they kind of allude to, kind of feeling the Force, because the Force is just around you.
But now it sounds like that with the Rise of the Skywalker, which is the name of the movie, which is an odd choice for a name if there aren't any Skywalkers alive.
Well, Ben's a Skywalker. Kylo Ren.
You're right, I suppose.
Yeah, and at least in the films, Leia hasn't died yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that moment in the trailer.
Even though she doesn't use the surname Skywalker, she's still Organa.
Yeah.
But she is a Skywalker.
Yeah.
Well, or a Solo, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah. But
I
just
suspect
excited to
that
see
the
it
titular Skywalker is Kylo Ren. That's what I'm banking
end.
on.
We hope so as well. But we'll find out. Because...
Oh, there was another thing that I read that was guessing that Skywalker was just going to be like sort of a gray Force user, something
But I think
balanced
there was-
in between the black and between the Sith and the Jedi.
But they were speculating that with the trailers of the last movie, too. So
Yeah.
I don't see anything coming out of that other than fan theories.
Yeah, that's true. That's all we have. So, wow, we talked about that for a while.
Yeah, just pulled that out of nowhere.
Well, so I hope you guys were able to listen to the episode, because we talked about Avengers for like 90% of it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Do we have anything else, guys?
How long have we been going? We've been going about an hour 30.
We're nearly done. But I don't know if John wants to talk about it or if I'll just take over his article. But let's talk about shitty corporations trying to do silly Twitter things.
Where is this at?
Oh, was this a Chase Bank thing?
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Oh, yeah.
You've got that article here. I'll let you lead this.
Okay. So,
Because
in the history of terrible tweets, this is up there. So, brands we all know are Twitter things. Denny's, Wendy's, all these fucking brands are having like woke Twitter accounts where they're posting dumb shit. And I actually have them all blocked. And I hate people that are like, I hate that people are like, wow, that's so cool. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's a fucking brand. It's ads. It's literally advertising.
I'm still fine with Toe Jam and Earl.
Okay, whatever. But that's not as big. That's not a big multi-corporation. That's a creative like thing.
Especially when one of the co-executive producers is Macaulay Culkin.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Chase Bank put up a tweet that said, why is my balance so low? Bank account, make coffee at home. Bank account, eat the food that's already in the fridge. Bank account, you don't need a cab, it's only $3. I guess I'll never know. Bank account, seriously? Hashtag Monday Motivation. So people rightly saw this as extremely condescending to people. And it's kind of the dumbass fucking
It was
shit.
just like rich people saying, if you don't have money in the bank, it's your fault.
It's your own fault. Yeah, exactly. Which is something that is completely ignoring the historic low wages that are happening right now. The recovery from recession with having a lot of the millennial generation people behind because we lost a lot of earning potential during the recession. It's just like literally like, oh, well, stop buying your $10 avocado toasts and maybe you can afford a $60,000 down payment on a house. Like, yeah, okay, that's not how it works. I will say specifically, I called this tweet out saying that Chase Bank, I remember in 2008 when Chase Bank got a $12 billion bailout from the government.
Yep.
So, you could say, Chase, why is your bank failing? Bank account. We made terrible investments. We invested in subprime mortgages. We didn't follow banking regulations. We did all these terrible things. Why are we failing? I'll never know. Seriously? It's so fucking dumb. Like, anyway, so that's it. I hate that brand Twitter stuff, but whoever wrote that thought they were being super clever, and they immediately backfired, and I loved it.
Yep.
And it's just the hypocrisy of that, and the fact that bank got bailed out.
Oh man, I love the last line of this article you have. I will support any presidential candidate who pledges to ban brand Twitter and send its progenitors to jail.
Yes.
Let's put an end to brand Twitter.
It's just dumb. And the Chase thing is so tone deaf. Actually, I saw a really cool article. It was also on a Kinja website, and I don't remember what it was like. Was it worst deleted tweets? 13 notorious deleted tweets in Twitter history. Let's go through this because these are good. Including the Chase one at number 13. I'm going to just share my screen for this so you can see them because they're all screenshots. So that's the honorable mention. Let's look at number 13. Ashton Kutcher, defending Joe Paterno, immediately posts the Jerry Sandusky saying, how do you fire Joe Pa? Hashtag insult, hashtag no class. As a Hawkeye fan, I find it in poor taste. Oh, I don't know if he specifically probably knew all of the facts of that, but boy, it was deleted. No. So these are tweets that were deleted on second thought. Here's Fleshlight tweeting, today is the 13th anniversary of 9/11. Remember those lost and honor those fighting for freedom. 9/11, never forget. That's from the Fleshlight.
That's not. I mean, that's not bad. That's just people having a problem with the brand.
Yeah. Well, and also it was from 2014, and Twitter was very different in 2014. So,
yeah.
Let's see. StubHub, the employee who tweeted, "Thank fuck it's Friday. I can't wait to get out of this stub-sucking hellhole." I believe it was an employee who was quitting. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Very good. Kenneth Cole, a fashion brand, a clothing retailer, said millions are in uproar in Cairo. Rumor is they heard of our new spring collection is available online.
No, this would be during the Arab Spring.
Correct. Yeah, so they went off with that. Dr. Phil, 9. If a girl is drunk, is it okay to have sex with her? ? Reply yes or no to @Dr. Phil, #teens accused. Just asking questions. You know, it's that's real bad. It was also deleted.
I don't have anything to say. It's just bad.
Here's terrible alt-right adjacent Eric Erickson, who got an editorial talking about how guns were terrible after what was the shooting? Was the Muslim? The shooting was at. Oh, I'd have to look.
San
at this.
Bernardino, it says.
Okay, yeah. So after the San Bernardino shooting, and he took the article to the gun range and shot it with a gun, and deleted that tweet because that's pretty tone deaf. There was the McDonald's joined the #resistance. I remember this when McDonald's employee, or they said their account was hacked.
No, that's definitely rogue employee talk.
Yeah. Tweeted @real Donald Trump, you're actually a disgusting excuse for president. We would love to have @Barack Obama back. You have tiny hands, which is a good one. Here's Michael Cohen's deleted tweet. Michael Cohen, who went to jail today. He actually reported to prison today for a sentence for committing perjury, among many other things. He said, @Hillary Clinton, when you go to prison for defrauding America and perjury, your room and board will be free. Of course, 4 years later, not 4 years, 3.5 years later, he is going to prison for perjury. So, awesome. And his room and board will be free. So, he was right on that aspect. This is probably one of the worst ones, and I'm surprised it's not number 10 or number 1. This is Celeb Boutique, which is a London-based fashion company who was working on a Kim Kardashian dress line. #Aurora is trending. Clearly, our Kim K inspired Aurora dress. They named the dress Aurora. How horribly, unfortunately timed is that? That literally Kim Kardashian had a dress called the Aurora White, whatever dress.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they released it the same time the Aurora, Colorado shooting happened.
Oh, that's the Dark Knight shooting, isn't it?
You have to think that,
you gotta
somebody
look up
just
what that
didn't click the
is.
hashtag and was like, oh, this is trending.
Mm-hmm. I think they literally thought it was. This is a classic one. Another hacked account. Buffalo Wild Wings says, our secret recipe is Tommy's cum. That's what makes the wings so good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yes. The tweet where Anthony Weiner tweeted his underwear and visible bulge. I believe that was...
it's meant to be a DM?
Tweet. That's a DM. No.
No, he tweeted it. It was meant to be. He probably meant it to be a DM.
A private message. I mean, this was, I believe, after he'd gotten in trouble with the whole Carlos Danger thing. Oh no, this is the start of it. This is where it kind of started. Yeah. All right.
Wasn't that his second go around after his big redemption story?
Go around.
Yeah. That's what that's what I'm saying.
No,
I want to go back and watch that Wiener documentary now.
This is what started it, because they're saying that he got hacked, and a bunch of other images got out, and he resigned a month after this happened. So this was the first time, and then it happened again later in 2016 when he was sexting a 15-year-old girl, and he went to prison.
And now he's in jail.
Well, he's done.
Oh.
15 months starting in 2016. He's out now. All right, let's go to number 2. SpaghettiOs.
Okay.
This may have to be the episode image as well. This is fucking classic. Take a moment to remember #Pearl Harbor with us. And it's a picture of a SpaghettiO holding an American flag.
Now I'm really confused about that SpaghettiOs mouth anatomy.
Yeah.
His mouth is just the lip, the bottom lip. That's it. It's not the whole hole.
No.
Hole.
I know, but it
is the whole hole.
It's not, though, because you can't see the background and his tongue is sticking out the top.
Look, I can stick my tongue out the top of my mouth.
Hang on.
Oh, you can't see it,
SpaghettiOs, man, Rule 34.
Fuck that O.
Images.
All right.
Oh, nope. And that wasn't SpaghettiOs. Okay.
All right. You got some other things. All right. So this was, how old was this? Oh, I don't see a date on this. But anyway, this is like an Onion article right here. Like, this is what you would see.
Not the
Not the,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, not the Onion
Reddit,
for
not
Reddit.
the Onion. Anyway, they apologized. I mean, obviously, this was done by somebody who's completely tone deaf as to how to use Twitter. Like, nobody wants a brand fucking celebrating a tragedy. Here's probably, this is a notorious tweet. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
For
We
work.
can't show that on Twitch.
U.S. Airways tweeted a response to someone who complained about a problem with the airline. We don't like to hear this. Alex, please provide feedback to our customer relations team here. And they put a link in. That was a link to a pornographic image, obviously, that they had been shared and they had copy pasted, but had forgotten to uncopy paste. And of course, you can't edit tweets. And so once it gets out there, it is a not safe for work image of a plane entering a woman's nether regions. So yeah, I guess that's number one's pretty bad. Honorable mention, of course, was when Ted Cruz liked that porno post.
Yes.
That is a classic.
That's still my favorite.
I think some people said that that was somewhat almost endearing because this woman looks very similar to his wife. It's like he's got a type, I guess. But no, he's a monster.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to look at that image now that I'm not screen sharing. Oh yeah, that's a plane in a vagina. But so I think the reason why that tweet must have gotten shared was, so I guess the person that image was just tweeted at American Airlines by some rando on Twitter, and obviously whoever's running a social media account fucking copy pasted that and was like, guys, you gotta see this fucking nonsense. Someone just tweeted our account, and then accidentally tweeted it out to a stranger.
Either that or some employee had a big case of the fuckets.
Yeah,
Possible.
definitely possible. I'm going to take this moment to really quick plug a new subreddit I highly recommend people to read. So there exists a couple of ones called Ask Ouija or Ask the Ouija, which you ask a question and people can only respond in single, I don't want to say letters, but single things from a Ouija board. And then someone can reply to that with another letter, so it's a group of people who would answer the question. Well, I found Reddit r/Jesus Christ Ouija, which is a bunch of screenshots from those two subreddits I mentioned that are like, I can't believe someone posted this. For instance, someone wrote the question 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a blank war, and the top answer was RACE. I don't want to declare a race war, but Jesus Christ, Ouija. I mean, come on. But it's definitely good for a laugh or two.
Cool.
John, where can we find you?
On the hell website, twitter.com, I'm John_Danger, with John spelled the correct way, Jon.
And you can find me at matthagmusic.com. MATTHAGMUSIC.com.
For me, just do a random Google search for May of May. You'll find my Twitter. You'll find my Twitch. Twitter is at May of May 84, and you won't find my Facebook at least until tomorrow. But by the time this episode airs, it's there. I deactivated my Facebook for a week.
Oh yeah.
So we've got also the
hide
website
myself for my birthday.
bornintheeighties.net. Check it out. You can also find a link to our Discord on there.
Mm-hmm. Come in. I share a bunch of random crap.
Yeah, it's
like,
really dumb memes. But if you go on the website, it's literally one of the links on the left is the Discord. So
Yep.
I shared a list of creepy old-timey mascots during the show.
Oh, nice.
So go check those out.
Yeah, and I took a screenshot of a YouTube video of Kazuna Ai, the virtual YouTuber, trying to learn English. Specifically, the people are like garbage, and she asked, "Why is it like?"
That's what that was from.
Yep,
that's pretty classic. So wait, she's learning from like YouTube comments how to speak English?
No, she actually originally learned from an actual English Japanese teacher from Europe. There was a live episode of that, and then she was just doing quizzes, and some of the things that were coming up were lines from different anime, or this one, which is just a garbage YouTube thing.
As many of them are.
All right, we gotta end.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. I knew they did that for, like, some candies and stuff.
No, they do that for orange juice that they keep in a silo. It will lose its color and actually loses its flavor, and they inject flavor back in.
Well, Skittles are all the same flavor. They all have...
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Fruit Loops are.
Well, Skittles are... Well, at least the classic pack of Skittles. I don't know about, like, Tropical or whatever.
No, the current classic...
They're scented differently, and that's enough to give you an impression of different flavors.
Okay, because that sour apple just feels completely out
Yeah,
of the
what
ordinary.
the fuck? It used to be lime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the lime one. Why would you even change that?
It doesn't fit the flavor profile.
The worst is that the Lifesavers lime got removed.
What?
Yeah,
Everything's getting sucky.
It's like watermelon now.
Was there like something going on with lime artificial flavoring that got recalled or something?
No, it's basically the same thing as lemon. I mean, lemons and limes are nearly not different fruits.
Yeah.
They're enough of cousins.
For
so it doesn't
artificial
matter.
citrus flavor, you just need like a pile of citrus acid and some sugar.
My face is citric acid. Fuck. No, I've been in some dark places lately. It's not been fun.
Well, you know you're on the podcast, which is the lightest place.
Yeah, I hope so. Did we copy this yet?
I'll say a couple things that I would say. About playing Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
That music is fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
It is fucking legitimately good.
Even if 60% of the music is just the same take on the the world theme.
You make a good theme, you know.
Yeah. Well,
You got variations on that theme.
Uematsu-san is freaking awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's classic Nobu, huh?
Yeah.
Are we live yet on Twice?
Yeah, we are.
Alright. Are we on 354? Is that correct?
I believe so.
Oh, somebody updated the notes for me.
I don't know. Yeah, 354.
It wasn't me. I didn't update the notes, so.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
I probably did last week then.
Are we sure? Do you want me to check the website?
No, we definitely did, because 353 was the one from last week, so.
Oh, yeah, the deprising? Yeah, there it is, deprising.
Yeah.
Did we use the word deprising?
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you believe it? I don't remember.
Was that in... Oh, we were trying to make a thing. A portmanteau, or
I don't remember what we were talking about.
maybe it was in the Bite Answers. I don't freaking know. I haven't even listened to other podcasts I listen to. I'm behind by about 4 months. Things that have been enjoyable, I just myself down and I don't do anything anymore. Like streaming or whatever. Fuck. I didn't even respond to the 8:30 pot o'clock thing in our YOLO420.com/born in the 80s Discord.
Alright, let me get levels. This is John talking at his normal volume. Matt?
Hey, I'm Matt.
Yeah, and this is where my mic's going to be for TJ.
Alright, I'm going to listen for a bit. I think I might be a bit quiet. Matt, can you talk again?
Outside light.
Oh, hello, John. How are you?
Howdy ho, this is your TJ by Guy sighing.
So, Matt,
Yeah.
there's something
Wrong
I've been
light.
meaning to
I'll
ask
drop
you.
the other one.
What?
So when you output this to Twitch,
Sure.
can you turn the volume up? Or whatever you're doing? Because the output I get, I have to boost like 5 decibels every time. And when we're talking right now, the Twitch is noticeably quieter. So I don't know how that's getting output. But is it being like lowered a bit?
Well, it's low because when we get loud, I don't want it to clip.
That is nice.
But I don't know if I could probably put a limiter on it at some point.
It's fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's fine for me to boost. I was just wondering if it was some... Because I didn't used to have to do that.
Well, nothing's changed, really. But it did just give it a boost.
Okay.
With a
Hey,
limit.
I'm loud. Peaking. There's no peaking going on there, so...
Yeah.
Whatever you turned up a little bit isn't changing. Alright, so let me just... This is John.
This is Matt.
Hello, buddies. This is Guy.
Okay, I think we all sound pretty even right now. I don't know if you want to listen, Matt, but... It's hard, because I can't go back. And, like, your delay is, like 30 seconds.
Nah, I think we're good.
I would say entendres, but entendres make me depressed.
Wow.
Even single entendres?
Yeah. French word sounds like French kissing, and it's... No.
You need to get
No good.
yourself a new kissing partner.
No. Just my fist.
Oh, what are my sweet Twitch Prime loots for this month? There are free games. Oh, they really turned down the quality of these, huh?
Yeah, they did.
I've never heard of any of these games.
Did I get any sweet Fortnite loot or anything?
No, but there's Call of Duty Black Ops loot. I'm kind of disappointed with Call of Duty, or with, what's it called? Oh, Humble Bundle. Because the June Humble Bundle is, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Battle Edition. Which is just the, Battle Royale mode and multiplayer and not the Zombies mode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the $40 edition. It's not even like the most expensive version. Or it's not even like the base version of the game. So it's kind of like, really? And I already have it, so... And I would have totally kept my subscription. It was the full game, and I would have given Matt my key for Black Ops 4, and we could play, like, Zombies mode together. But it's not even fucking Zombies mode. It's just annoying. It's the Activision hate is real. I'll rant a bit about whatchamacallit.
Okay. Did I put anything in here? No, I just still haven't talked about that.
Hey, Milwaukee Bucks fucking winning 3-1. We're gonna go to the conference finals, I think.
That's some kind of sport, right?
Yeah.
No, let's talk about animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Science corner.
Yep.
That's funny because
The
I
Bucks are
heard
gonna
that
have to fight the Raptors. Oh God.
the Bucks were losing
Oh, boy.
because the Wolves are coming back
You know.
in Minnesota.
Let's see here. Well, if we're going by animals, NBA teams that are left are not very many animal-y based ones because we have the Bucks, wherever the fuck a Celtic is.
It's
Okay, hang
it's
on,
a
hang on.
mispronunciation of Celts.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it
Again,
is.
first of all, fuck the playoffs right now. We should start the podcast and then talk about what NBA team, if they were their actual mascot,
Okay.
would win.
Okay.
Sounds
Welcome
good.
to the podcast, Utah Jazz.
Welcome to my. Let's start.
Welcome to my
Welcome
night.
to. Let's start. Are you ready, Matt?
Yeah.
Matt, your hair is really long.
Yeah.
Looks nice though.
I'm gonna cut like half of it off.
I wish my hair looked that nice.
It's all gonna be on one side. I'm just gonna shave this side of my head.
My hair doesn't. When it gets long, it just gets. It starts to get really like.
I've started wearing hair ties to bed
It
because
doesn't
it's
get
like
wavy
getting
enough.
warm and having hair in my face is really uncomfortable when I'm trying to go to sleep.
You know what I have in front of my face every time I go to sleep? A thing shooting air into my nose.
Yeah, there is that. Have you tried just getting the shit like cut out of your throat?
They
'Cause
didn't
that works
suggest
for me.
that. And the CPAP works just fine. Surgery is a more permanent solution, but also
Some
It's
might
very
say it's the
invasive.
final solution.
okay.
Okay.
Matt Hag, everyone. All right, ready to start?
Yes. I dropped a thing. Okay, there it is. I found
I
it.
didn't post anything anywhere, but
Oh.
whatevs. I just
All right, let's start.
fuck.
All right.